And we are live. Welcome to East Ohio Arm Wrestling's first episode of our inaugural podcast here. First off, I'd like to welcome our guest today. We have number one in Ohio, right and left arm, Mr. Kevin Palko. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Nice. So, thanks for coming on, Kevin. We appreciate you joining us today. Let's see here. The first thing I kind of wanted to get into is just speak on the arm fighter rankings.
Mm-hmm.
We got you, well, not we, but they got you at number 5 right hand and number 7 left hand. Wanted to get your thoughts on your right hand mainly and see what your thoughts are on that. Are you going to be hunting for anybody or anything like that this upcoming 23?
Yeah. So, like you said, my right arm, I think, is the more important arm to me, obviously, and currently ranked number 5 in the United States, according to Arm Fighter. So, let's see who we got in the top 4. Roman, David Stepanyan, Imeda, and Dylan Burns. So, I currently have losses to 1, 3, and 4. I've not pulled David Stepanyan yet. So
now, do you know if he's going to be in any? Is he going to be pulling at all?
He was at the Arnold Classic last year. I'm not sure if he's going to be there this year, but if he is, we'll most likely get to pull there.
I did message Leonard about trying to get involved with the reffing for Arnold, so hopefully able to help out with that. Yeah, either way, my friend Steve and I do believe I'm going to go over with him, and we're going to stay with some of his friends. So either way, I'm hoping I'm going to be there, no matter what.
Yeah.
Tracy Trump, when is the Arnold Classic? I do believe it's what is it? May.
It's March 3rd
March
through
1st.
the 5th.
Yeah, okay, March 3rd
through the 5th. Yep.
Yeah. So hopefully get a little bit of experience, over there with you guys, and hopefully we're gonna see some fireworks
for sure.
Now, did you qualify for Arnold's? Didn't you?
Yeah, Kentucky Muscle.
That's right. Right. Now, did you have to place in that, or were you able to get first, second, third, or fourth for that?
I believe it was 1st through 4th qualifies for the Arnold.
Nice. Well,
and good. I think I got 1st. So.
Yeah, I would assume. But so hopefully you get to pull David, right? Is that David?
David, I think it is, or David
Stepanyan, yeah.
Yeah. So
has anybody from 6 through 15 contacted you? Trying to move up the list at all?
Yeah. So I've been contacted by Michael Hitt already this year. Hunter Knopfs, I pulled him last year, which I got a victory on him. John Hynoski, as we'll come to. I have a big match against him coming up in January, but we'll get to that when the time comes. Cole Casper, I believe he's also reached out to me.
Wow.
And Cody Wood, he's after it right now.
I love watching his videos, man. They are very, very nice and entertaining.
I think me and him are so similar in like he does a lot of body weight stuff. I do a lot of rock climbing stuff. We're both jacked, so we got a lot in common.
That'll definitely. I'd like to see that one.
We'll meet down the road for sure. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, not much body fat in either of you guys.
Exactly.
What do you run? Do you happen to know what you're running as far as body fat is?
I would say somewhere between 10 and 14%. I'm not exactly sure.
Nice.
But when I wrestled in high school at 152, I was at 12%. So I'm guessing I'm still somewhere in the same ballpark.
Nice. Yeah, it sure does look like it. Last time I got to grip up with you, you definitely are definitely ripped.
Oh yeah.
Let's look at left hand
Uh-huh.
on arm fighter rankings and see where you're at on that. So they got you at number 7,
Yeah.
right behind Mr. Travis Tuggle.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
So
he got the better of me at Kentucky Muscle last year, which
okay,
put him up above me.
yeah.
But yeah, there's some tough dudes on there left-handed.
So Roman's at number 1 again.
Yeah, he's the
He's
man.
him and David are 1 and 2.
Yep.
1 and 2.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I know David did very good in the Arnold last year. He might have even won it. I'm not sure how he got second left hand though. I'm not sure who he beat to get to that spot.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because as far as I know, I don't think he's pulled Michael Hitt, Michael Hahn, Dalton. He hasn't pulled me. So, and I'm not saying he's not good. I just don't know how he got there.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I see Kaylin Gilstrap at number 10. You guys had a really nice war over there in France, I saw.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he almost he had me this close to the pin pad, so
I think I was watching that live while I was at work. Or no, it was right before I got up for work or something. Like it was like 3 o'clock in the morning or something.
right.
Like 1 in
Yeah.
the morning.
From
And
my
I remember
vantage
watching
point,
that live.
from my vantage point, there was like this much before the pin. From his vantage point, he says it was a pin. So we had different camera angles though, so you never know.
He just stepped out down there in Texas, did some things, won some real good money.
Yeah, he did.
That would be an entertaining match for the future. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
If some of these promoters that are wanting to see some fireworks, I'm sure that would be a great match.
For sure.
You know, but let's talk about the number 6 and 7 on left, and you at 7 and Mr. Travis Tuggle at 6. Now, for the viewers at home that are watching, if you guys have watched any of my recent videos, you guys would notice that we had Mr. Travis Toggle as a guest at one of our practices. It was last week, and he came and was in town around Youngstown, and he stopped in for a practice. Kevin told him about us, and we got in touch with Travis, and he came down for a practice. Now I know you guys gripped up. I don't know where you guys were at as far as how much effort was going into it. From what I saw, you both kind of were feeling each other out.
Yeah.
And I didn't see a whole lot of strain on either one of you guys. But what do you think about that? You and him gripping up.
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, Travis, he got me left-handed last year at Kentucky Muscle, and I believe that's the only time we've ever pulled before. So, our knowledge of each other is very small.
Now, did you grip up right or left-handed?
At the practice or at
Kentucky Muscle?
Kentucky Muscle was both. Right-handed, I beat him. Left-handed, he beat me.
Okay.
So, still,
that's where they put him at 6 then.
Yeah, those are the only times we've ever pulled. And when he showed up to the practice, we were, I knew he was going to be there. I wasn't sure how much we were going to pull. I know neither one of us want to give away anything because obviously we're going to pull in the future again at some point. And it's kind of like when Devin and Levon are in the same room. They're probably not going to pull each other to full capacity.
Right. You're always gonna sandbag a little bit, to
exactly.
to keep that little bit in there, that little extra, that whether or not you want to give him all the information or not. Yeah.
For sure. And Kentucky Muscle, that was 8 months ago now. So who knows how much he's leveled up? Who knows how much I've leveled up? So it's
Yeah. I tell
but
you, I didn't grip him at all left-handed, but I tell you what, his side pressure on the right was just I couldn't do nothing with it. But you guys are obviously way far ahead of me, and so
his style against me left-handed, from what I remember at Kentucky Muscle, we gripped up and I think there was a couple false starts, but every time something happened, I just felt like I didn't have what I needed in order to win the match. And from the first go, I knew he had the match. So he was either doing something really right, he was on his game, but he was definitely the better guy that day.
Yeah.
But there's always next time.
Oh, for sure.
And he's got a big match coming up too this weekend.
Yeah. We'll get to that here in a little bit. Let's take a look at the chat real fast and see what we got going on. Let's see here. Adam, that one guy. What's up? How's it going? Tracy Tron, we answered that question for when is that Arnold Classic. Yeah. Wilkie, I do believe that is Jeff. Jeff
That
Wilkie.
guys.
Yeah, I do believe that was Jeff with the glasses.
Okay.
Yeah.
He said yins, so I'm guessing he's
yeah, exactly.
Definitely out by you somewhere.
I don't know if you caught that or not, but the little reel that I shared on Facebook, put your junk underneath the table.
Yeah, I did see that.
Oh, that was
yep.
That was pretty good. But and then we got Chucky Peterson. He's here.
Yep.
We appreciate his enthusiasm for the community. I think I'm gonna try to get Chucky on next. I do believe. I know he's on fire for some arm wrestling, so we'll see how that goes for next week. Let's see here. All right, so let's go to your upcoming events. Can you kind of go through what all you got planned for so far for 2023?
Yeah, so January 7th, the Filthy Animals event at the Ale House Grill. That's where I have my super match against John Hynoski. Nice. After that would probably be the Arnold Classic, which is going to be March 3rd through the 5th. And then after the Arnold, I believe IFA Nationals is in April. That's in Chicago, Illinois.
Is that in Chicago? In Chicago?
So it's I think it's in Joliet, which is right outside of Chicago, but it's the Chicago area. Yep. After Nationals, Michigan State, which is in June, I believe.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Like, what's your thoughts on Michigan State's? Like, is that going to be a something that you are shooting for again to get multiple gorillas? Like, what's your?
So Michigan State is like the first ever big tournament I ever went to when I first started arm wrestling, and it kind of just became a tradition at this point to where it's a go-to event every year for sure. Yeah. You know, when the calendar turns to the next year, you're always marking Michigan State as one of the events. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. The amount of pullers, the amount of high caliber pullers up there was just
absolutely.
It's just beyond what I was expecting.
Yeah, it's pretty much, even though it's a state tournament, it has the caliber of being a national tournament. I mean, each weight class usually has 15 to 20 guys in it.
Yeah, that's definitely a big tournament, and
sure.
I was proud to help a little bit. What little bit I was able to help to get you guys the state belt back to Ohio.
Yeah, we'll have to go back and defend it this year too.
As of the moment, I do believe I'm going to be going up with Scott Agula, is how you pronounce his last name. Scott. He had the match with
Rich Caro.
Rich at
Yep.
At the Kiwanis event. So I do believe Scott and I think we're going to be riding up and maybe getting a hotel together, kind of teaming up for the event.
Yeah, if we can get some guys from the Toledo team, from Bellevue, from Cleveland, from East Liverpool, we'll have a nice team to go and defend that belt.
I do believe Josh Batchelor already reacted to going on the event that Steve Pettis shared to East Ohio Arm Wrestling. Mm-hmm. So I kind of looked on there today and kind of looked through to see who was going and who was interested.
Right.
There's already 163 people.
Oh, for sure.
Going.
Yeah, that's usually up. It usually goes up above 400. So.
Oh, and then
365 people usually will attend.
Yeah. Josh Batchelor.
They broke over 400 entries at one point, I'm pretty sure.
Wow. That's awesome. You know, that's a goal of mine, is to have these tournaments and work our way up in our area in order to rival some of these big tournaments as you know,
Absolutely.
just Michigan States or the Tennessee Championships, you know, something like that. I want to have our area, you know, like I said before, a hub for some good arm wrestling and some good tournaments.
Eastern Ohio is such a good area because you have not only Eastern Ohio, but then you have the Cleveland area, and then you have the Erie, and then you have Pittsburgh. Yeah. Those are all strong areas for arm wrestling. So no doubt that at some point these events are going to be big.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll probably start making some phone calls. You know, I know I need to finalize our events for East Ohio Arm Wrestling for 23 still. I got some meetings that I'm going to be going to here soon, and we're going to try to finalize what we want to do as far as a club this year, whether or not it be one big tournament per year or a couple small ones leading up to the big one. You know what I mean? We still got some stuff to decide on for that, but I would love to have, you know, a tournament where we're getting over 200 entries. I would love it.
That'd be awesome.
I don't know if you knew that or not, but I think we had 123 entries for the Kiwanis event.
That's not bad.
Which was awesome. I thought it was great for our first big event, you know.
Yeah, anytime you get over 100 entries at least, that's a decent tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, it was packed in there. It was definitely packed. It was a good turnout.
Yeah.
We missed you down there. That would have been a fun one.
I know. I wish I could have been there.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know, you can't make them all.
Right.
But so after Michigan State's, what do you got coming up after that? Do you have anything?
So I also have another East Ohio event against Oath of Loving at the Pottery Festival.
Be a good one. That's going to be a good one.
That's going to be awesome.
Now,
Oath has had my numbers a few times, so.
Yeah. I know he got you up in Cleveland.
He did, at the Onyx one.
Right, but you had already pulled
I had the Superman
class
down.
Yeah.
And then I also pulled the 165s, I think it was.
Now, I don't want to take anything away from Otha.
Oh, he's
because you got amazing stamina, you know. And Otha, dude, I'm telling you, you guys. Every time I pull both of you, you guys feel almost exactly the same.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is
that match is not being taken lightly by any means.
I wouldn't. I'm excited to see that match. Very, very much.
I am too, because I haven't got to pull Otha a lot lately. I mean, earlier on when he first started, we pulled a lot, but just personal reasons, he's moved on to his the way he's training, and I've moved on to my trainings, and we don't get to pull as much anymore. So it's always good to get to pull him either way, whether it's in a tournament, practice, or, you know, whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I'm expecting fireworks out of that.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Oh yeah.
now, as of the moment, I do believe we're just planning on having the super matches for the Pottery Festival.
Hmm.
I don't know if we're going to have a tournament for that or not, but our thoughts are, instead of having both of them, why not put all of our energy into the super matches? And we're gonna do just like last year
Hmm.
when we had the music coming out and everything, and you know having the play by play. That's my
Right.
goal, is to put on a show for
Yeah.
these for the festival goers. And I tell
And
you what, people are still talking about it.
I was gonna say, how cool was that? How many people actually showed up to watch?
Oh,
I,
there was, I want to say there was every bit of 150 people
yeah.
just
And
standing
they
around.
specifically came out just to watch the arm wrestling
Yeah, yeah.
because
There was a lot of people that came because it said arm wrestling,
yep.
flyer and stuff.
I thought
And
that was awesome.
it was definitely a good time. I had a blast with it.
Yeah, so did I. That was actually, I mean, that was one of my favorite events that I've done, solely because it was up on the stage, the music, the environment, the crowd. That was such a cool event.
What another really good thing I think is uh, now that we're having more events in East Liverpool as far as arm wrestling, there's the people are kind of getting an idea of what needs to happen during the match, because I
Right.
heard grumblings on, oh, why do they have to tie each other up and all this stuff?
Yep.
They got to strap each other up and all this stuff,
Yeah,
and
especially if you don't follow the sport professionally.
exactly.
I mean, there's going to be stuff that it's going to take time for the new fans to learn. But I mean, just getting the sport out there is cool. I mean, that people are even talking about it now.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. My friend Brian, uh, the one that helped from the Kiwanis, Brian
Hmm.
Vaughn. Yeah,
Hmm.
I tell you what, he still talks about how much fun he had that day. And I remember looking down, and he's got the biggest smile on his face, just
Yep.
standing there, just watching it. And
Yeah, for sure.
it was a good feeling that we had a part in it. Putting on the good entertainment for the festival goers, and the competition. What do we have? Three of those matches that went to round five, I do
Yeah,
believe.
and a couple of them were good comebacks too.
Oh man, oh, I loved it. I loved it. It was just a good time, and I'm just excited for this year. I think, what do we have? I think we have three matches um, already scheduled for it. So it's you and Otha
Yeah. Yep.
as of the moment, Eric Morrison and Tyler Hoyt. Uh,
Okay.
that's I think they're meeting at either 220s or 240, something around that. That's going to be a good one.
Tyler Hoyt, he's a bad dude.
Yeah, yeah, he's very strong. Um, I haven't got to pull Eric. He came to the Kiwanis event and did very well in the amateur classes, which was
Okay.
nice. Tyler wasn't able to make it though. I think he would have done really well in the amateur class, and probably would have placed somewhat in the for the pro class if he would have pulled both. But I'm trying to think of what the third. Oh, the third match is Tyler's dad, Bob Allen, and Rich Calera.
Oh, nice.
That's going to be a nice one. That's a lot of bicep in that one.
For sure.
That's a lot of bicep.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't know if you caught Bob and Tyler's match down at West Virginia State in Parkersburg.
Mm-mm.
I went live for that, and Bob just was too much. He was just too much for Tyler. Tyler couldn't get what he wanted because Bob just was too strong in the setup, and
Yeah.
it was just. I think him and Richard's going to be a really good match.
Yeah, that would be a nice match.
It's going to be a good one. That's going to be some fireworks.
For sure.
I'm
For sure.
I'm gonna have to get somebody to fill in for me at church the next day, because I know my voice is gonna be crashed.
Right.
I couldn't do anything for a week after that event because I was yelling so much.
You're right.
But it was a good time. I loved it. It was a
Yeah.
really good time.
Yeah. Same.
I had a blast with it. And I remember my daughter. she was down the road on the other side of the festival, and she told me that night that she heard me yelling all the way from down the street.
Oh, I believe it.
Oh, it was such a good time. I loved it.
Yeah, so did I. I can't wait for this year's. What do you know the exact date for this year's yet?
I want to say it's either June 17th or 18th. I think it's June 17th this year.
Okay.
It's the third. It's always the third
The Father's
weekend
Day
in
right?
June.
Okay.
Always the third weekend in June. So I'm not going to pull it up right now, but it's that weekend. But
All right.
we're still looking for two really good matches. I've had some people reach out for trying to get an opportunity to pull in it and whatnot. So I have a couple pullers in mind, but I'm keeping those two spots open right now, and just in case some really fun matches come up, and if we can maybe get some sponsorships upcoming this year, maybe we can
Absolutely.
find some bigger names.
For sure.
I mean, you're the biggest name almost in Ohio as far as arm wrestling, and you're already going to be there. So we appreciate you coming for sure.
Yeah. No problem.
You gonna do a nice video on your YouTube for it?
Yeah. Yep.
The only bad part about doing that is the music. Man, that is such.
Yeah, you got to try to cut it out.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's tough because you want the entrances are sometimes like the coolest part when people got the music and they're feeling it, but then you got to cut it out or not show the whole thing. So that does kind of suck, but luckily last year we had some burner matches and that made up for it. So
yeah. Oh, it was a great time. What was it? Randy Duff and Tim Lewis. That was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah. Yep. Never count out Lewis, right?
Yeah. Never do it. I got Tyler. He was right down right on the back side of the stage, and he's just hollering, and I'm loving it the entire time.
Oh yeah.
Get it, on, get it. No, it was just a good time.
Yeah,
Really good time.
I'm gonna rewatch the event when we hang up.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're gonna hear it. Yeah.
Got me all pumped up now.
Oh yeah. I talked to Brian. We're gonna I messaged or I talked to him about maybe trying to get a stage that's a little bit deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Because that one that we were on, it was okay, but I think we need a little bit more depth, so that way we have a little bit more space.
Yeah, because I think the down referee was kind of tight.
That was right there on the edge of the platform.
Yeah, you didn't want to fall off. Step back.
Yeah, don't fall off, man. Please. That's all we need.
The insurance doesn't cover that, right?
Yeah. And and he stepped up. It was a great that he was able to step in there to fill in for your match. But this year, I know I already talked to Otha, and he said he's coming for you.
Yeah, I believe it.
And it's going to be a great match. I'm definitely looking forward to that.
For sure.
Okay. Anything after that?
Nothing confirmed yet.
Yeah.
However, I believe Tennessee State is August 5th, and some people asked me to come to that, so that's still open for discussion. And also a pretty big match that I don't think anybody has heard about yet.
Hold on. You don't have to say it if you don't want to, but you can.
Nothing's confirmed, but if it does happen, it could be huge. The arm wrestling whisperer.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That'll be cool.
So Derek Smith reached out to me, and he asked if I'd like to come out to California for the match with Etney Waite.
Yeah.
I said, absolutely.
Yeah.
So me and Derek, we just talked a little bit, and he's going to get with his team and see if they can work something out, maybe some dates and times, and if everything works out smoothly, yeah, Kevin Palko versus Etney Waite, the arm wrestling whisperer.
Is that how you pronounce his name? Etney?
I believe it's Etney Waite. That's what I believe, but I could be. Yeah.
I always thought it was Etienne. I could be wrong.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
I
Either
had
way,
no idea.
the arm
But
wrestling whisperer
hey,
there.
that video with him and Devin, oh my goodness.
Right. And his videos get millions of views.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I mean, you want to
Great.
talk about publicity, he's the guy you want to pull, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
As far as like the lightweights, I mean, I might not have the biggest social media presence, but as far as lightweights, I mean, I'm up there as far as social media. So,
Yeah.
154 guys, got to get out there. We need more people on YouTube in the 154s.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what I'm trying to do with this channel is just grow our area. And
For sure.
how do you do that? By getting your name out there, getting exposure, you know.
Absolutely.
And like I said earlier, you know, I appreciate you coming on the show, being our first guest for this podcast. I really appreciate it.
That's an honor.
I appreciate it. So just the other day, I think it was Tuesday, you were on the podcast Pulseo TV with Manolo Sanchez.
Yep.
Can you talk about? I wasn't able to catch much of it. I caught the first little bit of it, but I was really busy at work. So you want to kind of go over what you guys talked about on that at all?
Yeah, so I think like the big reason Manolo wanted me on was because Rich Calero is my training partner, and Rich pretty much represents the Puerto Rican community for arm wrestling better than anybody else. Him and Noel Nunez are probably the two biggest names in arm wrestling for Puerto Rico. So, yeah, Manolo, he knew that me and Rich were cool, and I went down to the Gus's Outback event to support Rich, and I filmed his match and everything. And Manolo he really appreciated that. He's like, man, I love what you're doing to help us out. Like, you let me use your video, you helped Rich out. He's like, it's a big family. The arm wrestling community is a big family. We all help each other out, and we're all uniting, whether you're American or Puerto Rican or whatever. We're all here to help each other out. Yeah. So that's why Manolo wanted me on his podcast, and John Terrian was also the other guest on the show.
Yeah.
So
it's a 198 guy. Correct?
Yep. So John Terrian just had a match with Noel Nunez at Florida State, left and right-handed.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about that. And then, I mean, we were just shooting the crap for the next hour and a half or so.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw it at all, but Noel showed up with Rich at the Pottery Festival last summer.
Yeah, see that.
I didn't put two and two together.
Yep.
And I made an idiot of myself. I'm like, he come up to the table, and I think Tim obviously knew who Tim was, and Tim was sitting there with me at the table, and we was doing the weigh-ins and the taking of the money and all that stuff, the registration. Mm-hmm. And big dummy me, I didn't put two and two together just because I wasn't real familiar with Florida arm wrestling at
right.
much. And I asked Noel, I said, have you pulled before? I was like, after he told me who he was, I was like this.
Like that? He's like,
hey, I went like this and went, oh my goodness. Yeah. I can't believe I did that. I felt like such a big idiot.
Right.
It was so, oh man. And Tim goes, that's Noel Nunez from Florida. I said, what?
Yeah.
I said, what in the world? So what's he doing up here? And apparently he was up here working, driving truck and stuff, and got a hold of Rich, and they both showed up to the tournament down there.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Really, I think Noel took home quite a few $100. I do believe.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
when I took home over $400.
It's all about hit the floor. I was like, what is he doing at the Pottery Festival? Like, it's just you didn't expect it.
No.
But
hey,
so
I was appreciative.
Him and John Terrian, I mean, Noel Nunez is a beast.
Yeah.
John Arian, I mean, that dude is a savage.
They don't call him Savage for nothing.
Exactly. Because, I mean, we all know how good Noel is. He's been around for a long time. The thing with John is, even though he pretty much ran Canada for a long time, I don't think he's really gotten out there as far as like the American scene or the international scene. So he did good against Noel, right-handed at least. He did good.
Did they go to? Was it 3-0, 3-0 both sides?
I believe so. Yep.
So Noel got him 3-0. Okay.
Yep. Noel got him left-handed. John got him right.
Okay. I couldn't remember if they went, 3-2 for the left hand. I didn't think that they did, but
yeah, I don't think so.
That seems to be growing a whole lot too. The Florida arm wrestling,
Yeah, they got a huge thing going on.
They're getting more organized. They're getting a whole lot more organized than what I've seen, when I first started, and they're just
for sure.
They're definitely, skyrocketing the organization down there.
Yep.
And I love that their marketing and their signage and all that stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah, it definitely looks professional, and it's taken arm wrestling to that next level.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if somebody's never seen arm wrestling before, and now all of a sudden they see Florida Arm Wrestling League, and it's got this nice logo, and everyone's wearing their jerseys, it looks legit, right?
Yeah. I think that was definitely a good thing about these.
For sure.
I love these things.
Yeah, Cleveland Arm Wrestling.
These ones out.
We're gonna have them next because
Filthy
Animals got the nice ones. You guys got the nice ones, and we're still. We got to get there.
Yeah, you'll get there.
We will. For now, we got trucker hats.
Oh, I got I called somewhere about some hats today, and I was surprised they're a lot more affordable than I was expecting.
Right.
Very, very affordable. And I don't think there was a minimum amount of hats you had to order or anything like that. You can just order as many as you wanted, I guess.
Nice.
So, and I think they only had like a 3 or 4 week turnaround, which was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The Richardson snapbacks, you can't go wrong with those.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so that's pretty cool, man. Manolo had you on the podcast. That's really cool. He's a really cool guy, and
that dude can talk all day. I mean, we went from talking about this to talking about that, and he likes like the way that I do training, how it's not like formal training, it's working with sledgehammers and like the manual labor type training. He's really into that kind of stuff. So he kind of wanted to get my insight on a little bit of the training methods, and yeah, like I said, we just talked about everything. And I'd love to be back on that show too at some point.
I'm sure he'll have you. I'm sure
he will. He will.
I might have to get a hold of Manolo and maybe see if he can be a guest on the East Ohio Arm Wrestling Podcast.
Oh, you would love that.
Hey, anything to grow the community in our area, I'm all about it. I'm all about
it. Same here.
So let's move on to our next topic, I guess you want to call it, Monster Factory.
Yeah.
Monster Factory 3. So I was on Michael Todd's Facebook here, and I was trying to find the list of matches for his event this weekend, and I'm having a tough time finding the list of matches for Saturday. I see the list for Friday. One big match that is stepping out in my face right off the rip is Dustin Hyatt and Roman Gromov.
Oh, that's one of my favorite matches of the whole show.
Oh boy, that has some implications.
As many big stars as there is on that show, I'm looking forward to this match.
Yeah, and the great part about that, it's all free.
Oh yeah, you can't beat that.
You can't beat that with it's awesome.
Yep, I will be watching.
Then we got Bob Brown and Kyle Hellworth.
I don't know much. I
very
like Bob
familiar with
Brown.
Kyle. Are you familiar with Kyle Hellworth?
I'm not.
I'm we're all friends with a bunch of different people on Facebook and all these other places. We're probably friends with them on there.
Yeah, probably.
Who knows? Leroy Walker and Micah Pollock. Is that Leroy? Is that the power lifter?
Oh yeah, that's the dude.
Is that who that is?
He's the world record in bicep curls or something, right? Is that him?
I'm not sure. I'll have to.
Yeah, let me see that real quick. I think I follow him on Instagram.
Oh yeah, the machine, Leroy Walker. Yep.
Is that him? Yep.
I do believe so. Yep.
Yeah, that dude's curl is insane.
Now he just started out arm wrestling too, didn't he? Like
a
year ago or something like that.
Year, yeah, maybe a year or less. So if this dude can get into it and learn the technique and be trained the right way, he's gonna be.
Oh man, I didn't put this down on my list of topics, but how awesome and how crazy would that be? You got Brian Shaw
and
the Mountain going at it, for their first match together.
Oh yeah,
they're both getting into it, and they're you got Derek Smith is kind of helping out Brian and
Brian Shaw.
What's that?
Got to go with Brian Shaw.
Yeah. Did you catch any of him and Eddie Hall?
Yeah, I did.
Did you saw that? I was like, give him something, Brian. Give him. He didn't give him nothing, man.
Not at all.
He was just like right there. He's like, come on, let's go.
Right.
Didn't. Oh man, I felt bad for Eddie. He's just like this the whole time. I'm like,
yep. Yeah, had no clue what to do.
Oh, he didn't know what to do, and he couldn't do anything even if he did know what to do.
Yep. But Brian Shaw's hand is so strong. Yeah. If he can learn to use it, world class.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's 6'8", 450 pounds.
Yep.
Yeah, probably 400. I would assume now. He's probably lost a little bit of weight.
Yeah, I think he thinned out, but still.
Yeah. Dude, he still looks like a monster. Oh my goodness. I really enjoy his videos. They are just awesome. I really enjoy his stuff, and it's very I'm trying to say inspiring. It's very inspiring. I kind of pushed my boy at watching some of his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm removing some of these. See that?
I seen it pop up.
Yeah, I removed them. As soon as they come through, I'm like,
there we go.
We'll get rid of those things.
Ain't nothing gets past Billy Collins.
Hey, I don't need that crap on here. There's so many people that try to get into East Ohio Arm Wrestling, the Facebook group.
Oh my God, I know. That's why I had to set it to private. For a minute, mine wasn't private for some reason. And I'm just getting all these. I'm like, God, what is all this stuff? And I don't know how it got changed from, because originally it was private, and then for some reason it must have went public or something. And then I'm like, yeah, I got to put this back to private.
Yeah.
I still get a bunch of requests that the people seem very odd, so I delete them.
I don't add them if their page is set to private. No.
Right. Yeah. If you have no mutual friends with me.
No.
Yeah. There's nothing else in common. No arm wrestling. No nothing. I mean, I'm not gonna add you to my page.
I made the mistake and added a couple of them like a few months ago, and they waited like 2-3 weeks before they did anything.
Right.
And as soon as I was like, oh, here we go. So,
see, I'm still at a point to where like there's a lot of big names in there, like Neil Pickup and a couple other like promoters who use it to put out their content.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily what I intend my page to be for. My page is intended for Cleveland arm wrestling, upcoming practices, upcoming tournaments, and to help out our team. It's not necessarily for people to promote their content.
Right.
So, and as much as I love Neil Pickup, as much as I love, like Stump Crew and stuff, that's not what my platform's for.
Yeah. No, that's
It is what it is, right?
And I could say the same thing for ours. I think more so in our general region, like I can see it being okay for each of us to share one another's, stuff that's going on in our area.
Yeah, exactly.
Ohio, Eastern Pennsylvania, Northern West Virginia, that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
But I'm still growing our page, so it's okay for everybody to just do whatever at this point. For me personally, I'm okay with everybody just
and I'm
put
the same
something
way
on there that
too.
you want. As long as it's arm wrestling related, I'm cool with it.
Right, and that's why I haven't deleted any of the people or kicked them out, because still, I mean, whatever.
I'm not
Like
gonna. I'm not
like I
gonna
said earlier,
get
we're
rid
all a
of.
community. We're all
Yeah,
united, trying to make each other stronger. So
exactly.
unless it starts becoming a problem, then I'll deal with it.
Yeah. What was the one group that they ended up shutting it down? It was oh man,
Arm wrestling uncensored and stuff like that.
I think it was the first one.
Yeah,
It was like real bad.
Now it's arm wrestling uncensored reloaded.
Yeah, it was like Herman Stevens was like part of the.
Oh yeah.
You remember? I think it was one of those groups, and it was just like.
Yeah, it got out of hand.
It got out of hand, I guess. That was when I first started getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
Really, that was my first 3 months of experiencing arm wrestling and then all this drama is happening in the community. I'm just like, what is going on? At that point, I'm working and I got my earbuds in and I'm just listening to like six hours of arm wrestling commentary. Just trying to learn stuff, and everybody's just going this way and everybody's going that way.
Exactly. Nothing to do with wrestling, all about Facebook drama.
Oh, it just went over here on me. I didn't know what was going on really.
Yep.
But you live and you learn. It's okay. I had a good time with it.
Oh yeah.
I really enjoyed listening to Travis Bagent when I first started into arm wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Him and
Gary Roberts, right?
Gary Roberts at Arm TV. I really enjoyed listening to them whenever they did their podcast. It didn't last a whole too long, but
that was one of the few that I listened to too.
I really enjoyed it.
I mean, there's a lot of podcasts, and I don't listen to all of them, obviously, but they were one of the ones that I listened to.
Yeah, I listened to every single one of those episodes.
Mm-hmm.
and it was pretty cool at the time. I just started, and then I'm like putting in the comments, and then Gary Roberts reading my comments. Yeah.
That's the cool thing about Gary, is he always found time to reply back to you or help you in some kind of way.
Yeah. I wonder what is going on with Gary right now. I know he just had another kid, I do believe, or something like that.
Did you watch his 24-hour live stream by chance?
I didn't get to watch all of it, obviously.
Yeah.
I tuned in for a lot of it.
Yeah, me too.
It was wild, Mm-hmm. Him just trying to stay awake at one point, and he's like, everybody just let's go. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was. Maybe that's next on your list, Billy.
Oh, no. I need my sleep, brother.
Right.
I need my beauty sleep as well.
I'm big about my sleep, too.
Yeah, I don't. If it's going to affect my training and all, I'm like, nah. No.
Exactly.
No. I got to get that recovery in because I'm old.
Yeah.
How did you do that? You go from practicing with us on a Thursday. I don't know how hard you went. Obviously, you got good stamina. Right. I was thinking that today. I was like, dude went from practicing with us, was the last one off the table, and then goes and pulls at Gus's event.
I could have
I'm
pulled a
like,
tournament. I could have pulled a tournament the next day too.
oh my goodness. See, that's the good part about being young. You know,
Oh yeah.
I got 10 years on you, and I guarantee you I ain't pulling 2 days.
Hey, I probably got 10 more years of this, and then it'll probably start going downhill a little bit.
Well, who knows? I mean, at that point, your joints and your muscles and your tendons and all that, they're going to be calcified in just like
I'll,
that.
I'll
That
probably be like
motion.
Kevin. I mean, I could practice every single day, and then who knows?
Do you think that the rock climbing is going to go right along with it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that something like with the rock climbing? Is it the same kind of thing like with the rock climbing as it is in arm wrestling? 'Cause you got guys in the 60s and 70s
Yep.
arm wrestling on the table. Is that the same thing with rock climbing? Do you
Mm-hmm.
see guys in their 50s, 60s, and 70s rock climbing?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
how,
So, like the guys in their 60s and 70s, they're obviously climbing like less harder routes and stuff. Stuff that's not as strenuous on the body. But you still see guys in their 40s and 50s that are climbing at a high level.
yeah,
And I think, is that because rock climbing's a tendon-based sport like arm wrestling is?
it's a good
But
possibility.
I mean, any sport nowadays. I mean, look how many sports you have 40s and 50-year-old people still in it. So is it because people are taking better care of themselves these days?
Yeah,
There's better medicine out there. There's better physical therapy. Is that why people are able to go longer? Or I don't know.
yeah. I think for as much as people think that arm wrestling is bad on the arms, I mean
Mhm.
it can be if you do it wrong, but it's not that destructive in my eyes. Not as destructive as a lot of different sports are to your body. As long
Oh,
as you're doing the right recovery for your body.
yep.
Like I used to play disc golf, and I still probably will, but that was it was being so destructive on my arm. Like I go out and play 9 holes, and my arm would just be killing me,
Right.
and I wouldn't be able to play very good for the last 9 holes, and then I'm just like taking painkillers just to get through a round.
Exactly.
The pain might go away that day, but you throw 3 times the next day, and you're toast.
Yeah, just because the pain's gone doesn't mean you're recovered.
Exactly.
And
And
that's the
that
cool
could
thing.
have been,
I think,
my fault for not doing the recovery aspect of it. You know, it is what it is, but
and I think that's what the most important thing about rock climbing is the recovery. Because you obviously know I'm a hook puller and I'm pulling inside probably harder than anybody else. So if I wasn't rock climbing and I wasn't taking care of my arm, it'd probably be stuck like this by now. But I mean, after 7 years, that's still full range of motion.
yeah, 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 for sure.
But I mean, there are times after a tournament or after a hard practice where you feel that it's stuck and you kind of just gotta work it out or else it's gonna end up getting stuck like that.
Yeah, I remember riding home from a couple practices, and I tell you what, my arms were they're
Yep.
just there. I'm like
Right.
trying to
Stuff's
drive
popping,
like with,
cracking in the elbows and stuff. Mhm.
yeah. Oh man, that's the worst. I'm glad that I only have a 10-minute drive away from practice. I cannot imagine having to drive 3 hours or 2 hours or an hour
Oh,
and a half,
I know. Yeah,
with just barely your fingers on the steering wheel trying to. Oh,
right. Like if
it,
I
it
go out to your practice or if I go out to like Bellevue or something, yeah, the drive home's always a lot worse.
yeah, yeah. Well, for you, I would assume that the drive home from our practice probably isn't as bad because
Yeah,
you were on the table the entire time, and I was like,
right.
oh,
I mean, there's everybody was strong there. I mean, it was you and Christian and Josh and the other Josh and I mean everybody was strong. Just
yeah,
for some reason, my endurance at the beginning of practice is here, and then everybody else starts to go down.
yeah, and yours
But
stays there.
my endurance is still up here.
Yeah,
So that's the only way that, like, at the end of practice, I'm still able to get people.
yeah. You know, Christian and Bachelor, they're just like that most of the time. I tell you, they are on that table going balls to the wall, right
Yep.
to the bitter end.
They're always my two favorite people to practice
Yeah,
with.
I make it like halfway, you know, and then I'm just like, all right, I'm good, you know.
Right.
Do you want to pull some more? No.
Right. Yeah, like when they were still coming out to Cleveland before you guys started up, like every time they came out, it's like, yes, Christian and Josh, because now I can get some good work in.
Oh, exactly.
So,
And
yeah.
they'll go the entire time. It's wild. It's
Yep.
wild.
Yep.
And I'll get there sooner or later.
Yeah, you will.
There sooner or later. I just got the stuff that I'm doing at home, and and that's just building up.
For sure.
We're at the base and we're building up. We're going like that, and we're starting to slant up to her.
Yep. Got to start somewhere.
Hey, I'm going for them 176s. I totally bypassed the 198s. I was just like, I saw how stacked that field is in 198,
Right.
and to be honest with you, that even in Ohio, the rankings in Ohio for 198 right is they're all pretty much killers.
Right. You got Quinlan and Joel Hudick and Rich Calero and uh, who else? Cody Smith and God, Brock Isola. That's a nasty weight class.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
The right. Oh, where are we? Let's see here. See all photos. Let's see.
Oh, Paul Talbot. How did I even forget about him?
Yeah, 198 right in Ohio. Paul Talbot's number one.
Yep.
He was at the Kiwanis event.
Yeah, he didn't pull though, did he?
No. I tell you what, everybody would have been in trouble.
Yeah, they would have been.
Yeah, they would have been really,
Jason
really big in
Robinette
trouble.
a piece of him.
Yeah. So you got Paul at number one, Quinlan Mendez at two, Joel Hudick at three. Has Quinlan and Joel pulled recently at all?
Recently, I don't think so, but all three of those guys, former WAL guys.
Yeah.
So that's a stacked weight class, no doubt.
Paul, I spoke to him briefly at the tournament and said he was going to try to get out to a practice. Hopefully, I'll try to hit him up and maybe invite him to a specific practice one day. Maybe you can.
Yeah, if you ever know that he's confirmed, let me know, and then I'll probably bring Richard and Jason. I think they would love to practice with Paul a little bit.
Yeah, that would be great. And then Rod Mobley.
Yep, legend. Been around for 30 years or more.
Nice. I'm going to have to get, even though I'm only 2 years into this, I'm still learning. You know what I mean? I don't think there's ever going to be a time where I'm not learning about the community and about arm wrestling in general.
I'm seven and a half years, and I'm still learning every single day.
Yeah. So, my apologies to Rod. I was unaware that he's been in it that long.
Yeah, so Rod, he's the coach, and he runs the Mansfield Fatbacks.
Okay.
And they got some pretty bad dudes down there. Charlie Kleinlin and TJ Slayton.
Yeah.
Adam Martin. So
it was TJ Slayton and Mike Ennis.
Yep.
At that one event at the fair in Morrow County.
Mm-hmm.
I ref that. I tell you what, that was my favorite match to ref. Those guys were just right, boom. They didn't move an inch. They didn't try to cheat each other.
Yep.
Dude, it was awesome.
Yep.
And I told those guys, them right off the bat, I said, thank you guys so much. It makes my life so much easier, whenever you got guys that are actually listening to the ref and following the instructions and not trying to outdo each other in the setup. It was awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
And I loved that match. That was nice. And it went to round 5. It was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, they're close.
Yeah. Mike got him a couple of those quick presses.
Really yep.
Yeah. Yep. And then we got Rich at number 5.
Oh yeah.
I've pulled Rich multiple times, and I got nothing for Rich. I got nothing for Rich.
I got nothing for him either. Don't worry.
Yeah. Niles Anderson at 6.
Yep.
I've yet to get to pull Niles. I'd like to pull with him, in the future, just to practice, see how he feels,
Yep. Yeah, strong.
And then Randy at 7, Randy Duff. He moved from 176s to 198s.
Yep.
I've got to pull with Randy. He's such a good dude, and he's super strong. He took number 1.
I beat Randy at one time, but now that he's all big and strong, I don't know anymore.
I think he went undefeated right and left at the Kiwanis event in 198. He's got first place in both. He's a beast.
Yeah, he is.
And then you got Joe Teat at number 8. I met him at the BAL event. Cool dude.
Yep, he used to train with us at Knuckleheads in Huron way back in the day.
I love Huron. Is such a nice area.
Yeah, before Cleveland Arm Wrestling existed, it was at Knuckleheads in Huron. And Joe Teat, one of our guys.
Nice. And then Cody Smith at number 9.
Yep.
Beast.
Oh, yeah.
Beast in his own right. He's doing good things with the BAL.
Yep.
So is Brock at number 10. Brock's involved with the BAL.
Yep.
Their first event in Kennywood. You got to meet Brock, Cody, and Joe.
Yep, him and his dad.
That event, yeah. Great guys. And then Mr. Greg Arnold.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, Greg. I'm gonna try to get out to a practice with Greg. I really want to meet Greg. And,
one of the most professional guys.
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah.
Even though he's a young kid, he's professional.
Yeah.
Because, his dad, right? Bill Arnold.
Yeah.
Another legend of the sport. So
that'd be kind of cool. Get them guys over here maybe for the podcast.
So let's see. Number 13 and 12, Josh Batchelor and Chris Jenkins.
Now I'm unaware of Chris Jenkins.
Chris Jenkins,
who Chris is.
He used to be a lightweight, like my weight class around there. I guess he's moved up since then. I'm thinking him and Josh might be a good match.
That'd be cool. I know Josh had a shoulder injury there for a while. That injury that he had right before his match with you at the Pottery Festival, it was nagging him for a long time.
Right.
And it was like a couple practices ago. I got in the straps with him, and I tell you what, he felt like a tank. I was like, holy crap. I mean, just a tank. I couldn't budge him that day.
Yeah.
It was
bad. Chris Jenkins is all side pressure. I think he'll pull with his wrist back like this, and he'll go straight sideways. So that's sometimes
hard to counter.
I was gonna say
you really have to know.
Josh's biggest flaw is when somebody can just go sideways on him like that. So I'd be interested to see how that match turns out.
That'd be a fun match to watch.
Yeah, maybe we can work that out sometime.
If they're interested, for sure.
Yeah.
I like these rankings being available because you got tons of matches right there, right in front of you. 13 to 14 or 10, 11, whatever. You guys want to pull for a match? Boom. You got a match.
You could tell the difference in the community too. Like before the rankings, whatever. But then as soon as we implemented the rankings, people were messaging me left and right. Hey, I should be number 9. What do I have to do to get to 9? Oh, well, you have to beat this guy now. And then it's that competitiveness that people have now. They're like, well, I should be above him. And then we get a good matchup. Yeah, so the rankings, as soon as we made them, immediately it hired the standard.
Oh, yeah. And I noticed a bunch of different states trying to follow suit.
Yep.
I have yet to see a state, maybe Florida, obviously, in California, and I really, maybe Tennessee and Texas a little bit, but I'm not sure. Like, I'm not really involved too much with a whole lot of them, but
right.
Ohio rankings are.
Ohio's on it.
They're on. You guys are definitely.
Yeah, and that's all Greg Arnold, because Greg Arnold's at the top, like he's in charge of this stuff, and then you got a few other representatives around the state that kind of give him some input to keep him informed and stuff.
Yeah.
But, I mean, a lot of this is Greg. He's killing it.
Yeah.
I mean, he watches hours and hours. If you have a Kiwanis event that's 3.5 hours live and it's a live stream, he's watching every single match to make sure he's getting the right. So I applaud him for that for sure.
Yeah, definitely. That's one other thing too that I really want to elevate in our area is the quality of the live streams and the videos that we're putting out for the tournaments.
Right.
Our next event, like this one was the Kiwanis event, and we did it for a fundraiser for them. And now East Ohio Arm Wrestling is kind of going to be a subdivision of the Kiwanis. So they have offered to let us kind of piggyback on them and able to use their insurance and stuff like that, and to get into different venues or whatever. And so what we're going to do, the next event that we have is going to be an East Ohio Arm Wrestling Club fundraiser. And what that is going to do is start raising the funds in order to buy the competition tables, the camera setups for the live streams.
I was just going to ask.
The big backdrops, what I mean?
Because doing it on your cell phone's fine, but when you have a nice real video camera, that ups it right away.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you want to mic people up, like I thought that would be cool. Like say me and Otha, we're the main event. You put little microphones on us. You can hear us talking to each other, and you can hear like what the referee's saying. I think that'd be pretty cool too.
Yeah, I had a mic over top of the main table, the Kiwanis event. It was hanging right over top of the table like an old boxing match. It was awesome.
That whole setup was cool. How you had the table was like right in the middle, and then you had the chairs almost like surrounding it. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was it was myself setting that up. It was myself, Josh Croxall, and Allie Croxall.
Yep.
Josh and Allie. They were such help. They were great in helping me set everything up, and it was a combined group effort in the choreographing of the tournament and the way that was sitting in there. And I tell you what, that was such a nice setup. That I think it was the Friday night video that I took. It gave me chills. Like I was really, really excited about that. Like you got the blue and the red, and you get the microphone hanging there, and you got the spotlight right in the center. The music's playing. Oh boy, man, was that awesome!
Yeah,
it was awesome. I can't thank our sound guy Bill Vassar enough with Sound Vibes. I tell you what, if you're ever in the area and you need a sound man, he is the way to go. He helped out tremendously with that, and he brought his that whole rig setup was his.
Oh wow!
All the lights and everything, that's all his, and he volunteered all of his time and all of the equipment and everything for the cause. It was awesome, and I thank him so much for that.
Yeah.
I tell you what, it kind of sets the standard for our events, in the future.
Mm-hmm.
You have one awesome, tournament like that, and the way that everything is moving and stuff, you tend to set your standards right there, and then the next one you just want to keep upping
better every time.
Exactly, and that's the goal. That's the goal for us in our club is to put on some awesome tournaments.
Right.
And I definitely think
that we get right.
What's that?
How big can it get?
Oh, I don't really want to, say that I want to get bigger than anybody, but I would love to be able to rival, a Sir Mr. Steve Pettis a Michigan State's. I would love to be able to do that. I know it's a long ways away, and I understand that. It's years and years and years.
Right. You got to have the goal, though.
Yes, and that is definitely a goal, and to be able to, keep moving and keep growing and keep getting better each time.
Mm-hmm.
It's as big as you want to get it.
Yeah. No
And
doubt.
I'm okay putting in the work. I'm 100% okay putting in the work to put on good tournaments for the pullers, because
Right.
that's the goal. I
You're
don't.
good at
I'm not doing it for anything for me. I'm not getting paid for any of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I get paid by people messaging me the next day or on the ride home saying, "Hey, that was an awesome tournament. Appreciate you putting that on. We had a great time." That's
Yeah.
my. I
Yeah.
love.
Like a personal satisfaction more than.
Oh yeah, that made me feel so much better about that entire tournament. Was the
Mhm.
messages and the calls the next day, saying how awesome people
Yeah.
had. They had a great time. It was a good run tournament. Tim did a great job on the brackets. We can't
As
thank
always. Yeah.
everything went everything went pretty smooth with that. And we're learning, even though it went fairly good. We still have some stuff that I want to implement for our next big event. And I think we're going to shoot for next year right around the early November time frame, I think. And I think we're going to stick with one big event per year, I think. And then maybe have like 2 or 3 small events uh, throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
So that November event will be the last event for the year, most likely. And we'll have the Pottery Festival. That's, you know, a showcase event more so. And I'm
Right.
thinking maybe we have like 2 smaller tournaments, you know what I mean? Like where if people show up, that's fine. But I'm not gonna I'm not trying to get 200 entries at these 2 smaller events, something like that. Just do like a small fundraiser and buy some, uh, just some medals from Amazon or something like that, but still have a nice environment uh, where people can come and have a good time.
Exactly. And it
A
might
lot
be
of the
somebody.
times,
It might be somebody's first experience with professional
exactly.
arm wrestling, and
Yeah, exactly.
sometimes having a smaller event might be better for them.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, and that's the whole goal is just to have the pullers feel welcomed
yep.
and feel like they got their money's worth. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like hey, you come to one of our events, you have a good time, and you're happy with your investment for that day. You learn something, you get something out of it.
Yeah.
You know, it was definitely a good tournament. Let's look at that ranking. Just to finish that off. Let's see. Logan Cooper at 14. Hey,
That's
I
one of
haven't
you
had to
guys, right?
pull Logan yet, but I guarantee you he is not staying at 14. I guarantee you that, brother.
Yeah, he'll be moving up.
Yeah, yeah. I can't budge Logan for the time anymore. And then Chad Warner at 15. I lost to him up in Toledo. He
I'd
is
say I'm
super
not
good.
too familiar with him.
He is a very good puller. Very good puller. Gerald Dees, 16. Is that the older gentleman?
Yeah, another Ohio legend from
Yep.
Southern Ohio. I
Yep.
think he should be probably higher than 16.
He pulled a Gus's, didn't he? How did he do there?
I know he won a few matches. I didn't follow it enough to see who he beat or not, though.
Yeah.
But he's a bad dude. I mean,
Yeah.
you want to talk about a hand? Probably this big.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
You got Stacy Krapitsky, Big Pen at
Yep.
17. Stacy's right is not his left
Right.
by all means, but
I couldn't even
his
move.
right is coming along, man. He's been training it, and he's doing pretty good with it.
Yeah. His left was unmovable though.
Yeah,
I could barely even move it off center.
yeah, 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 yeah. His left is in a total different league. But and then Shane Vasquez, I'm not familiar with him.
I'm not too much either.
I think he might be a new puller. I'm not sure though. Mr. Johnny Jarrett.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get that right hand up, Johnny.
Yeah. I was able to
Be
pull
number 19, that's for sure.
exactly. I was able to just grip up with him at the BAL event the last time at that one, and then I couldn't do nothing with him. But his right, I thought I was going to be a little bit closer to his right, but no, I wasn't anywhere.
I'll tell you what, Johnny Jarrett and Gerald Dees could be a good match.
Okay.
Two big hand, back pressure type pullers.
Yeah.
That'd be a good matchup.
Yeah. Jose says Shane has been at it for
a long time.
Yeah. I'm just unaware of Shane. Like I said, I've only been in it 2 years, so that's a lot of people to learn.
God, yeah.
In 2 years, and then Dominic Wiswell rounding out the top 20. Now I think Tim has a match with a Wiswell at the January 7th event, the Ale House event, I do believe. I'm not sure if it's Dominic or if it's somebody else.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I could check real quick, see if it's on the.
We'll have to look at that. I do believe he had a match, super match up there at that event with somebody with the name Wiswell. I'll have to take a look at that real quick. I'm looking very, very looking forward to that tournament.
It's going to be a good event.
Carlos Ortega, man, he is putting a lot of effort into this, and I think this is going to be their standout event so far.
I'm sure. Did he show you the stage that he had planned set up?
We talked about it. He didn't send me any pictures of it yet.
Right.
But
yeah, he sent me a picture, and it looks pretty legit.
Nice.
But if it's not like public or anything, and I don't know if he doesn't want people to see it yet, but
I always let the
exactly. If he's gonna release it, I'll let him do it. But it looks pretty freaking sweet.
Oh yeah. I'm looking through the event on that, and I'm not seeing the super match card.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the pictures either. So,
let me go to Juan Carlos's Juan's Facebook page, and let me see if I can find the picture there, because I do believe he shared it quite a few times here. Do you see their jerseys look almost they look pretty similar to this.
Yeah, no, I asked him about them actually. I guess they're from the same company, but
yeah, I sent him the company, and they're very, very awesome.
Yep.
Even if they're similar, they're still awesome jerseys, and they're well worth it.
He sent me the link. I looked into them briefly as well.
Yeah, the only bad part about that is just you have to order in bulk.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, if you got somebody that's willing to put their credit card down,
for sure,
make sure that you got people that get you your money, and then boom, you're good. I'm trying to find the card on the one that you're on.
There's like 6 matches on it that they're all pictured.
Yeah, where's that at? Did you share it?
I might have it on mine, so I'm gonna look through my page real quick. There it is.
Get all those on there.
Let's see. Can you see that?
Is that on your
That's my Facebook page. Yep.
I gotcha. The big match right off the bat, Inoski and Palko. That's been a match upcoming, hasn't it, for a couple years now? You guys have been planning this, haven't you?
Well, we've pulled each other a lot, probably for the past 5 years, but it's always been in tournaments. And he's beaten me. I've beaten him. It's been a roller coaster.
Yeah.
So now, the last time we pulled was at Winter Blast in Pennsylvania last year.
Gotcha.
He blew me out of the water. So you better believe I'm coming back for revenge this time.
Hey, I don't know if you saw it or not, but I somehow made it to second place in the Kiwanis event, and trust me, he blew me out of the water right there with you, brother.
Yeah, he's
went.
a bad dude. So
I don't know what he did. All I know is my hand came off the peg, and I was just like,
yep. Yeah.
You know, I got a lot to learn still. I got a lot to learn.
I think I got a game plan, and as long as I execute it properly, I think he's in trouble.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap.
We'll see when the time comes.
Well, don't give out any of your secrets on.
Right, I'll leave it for the day of.
Yeah, you leave it for the day.
That's the cool thing about our rivalry is we're constantly bettering each other, because I'm sure every time I beat him, he's going back to the drawing board and he's saying, what the hell do I have to do to get him next time?
Yeah.
So then the next time he beats me, and you know what I'm doing, I'm going back to the drawing board. What do I have to do to beat John next time? And that's just, overall, it's just making us better.
Yeah.
And that, even though it's a rivalry, it's a friendly rivalry, and we both want to win, no doubt. We're both, as much as I know he is competitive, I'm right there with him in the competitiveness. So
now I'm assuming your guys' match obviously is going to be, nationally ranked. It's going to have implications on that. Him at number 8, in the country, and
right.
You at number 5.
I mean, there's debate that he should be above me because he beat me the last time we polled, but for some reason, whatever reason it was, they decided not to move him above me. I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, this is by far one of the biggest 154 matches of the year. So,
yeah,
well, it'll be the first match of the year, being January 7th, but definitely it's the biggest 154 match out there.
I'm definitely looking forward to helping ref that day. I think I'm number 2 as far as refs go.
Okay, Christina Castro.
No, Christina, she's coming. I think it is Eric Crespa.
Eric Crespo from Michigan.
Yeah. That's Juan's number 1. I do believe he got me for number 2, and then I think he's got Christina number 3. Whether or not, I don't know how he wants to do it, but and then I think Bart was coming also.
Okay.
So I don't know if he's got Bart in on any of it or not.
Not allowed to ref my match.
I'm planning on reffing, the way that I ref, but obviously it's Juan's tournament, and whatever he wants goes. But
yep,
it's a whole lot different reffing the super matches versus a tournament.
For sure. Especially when there's national level implications on the line.
Exactly.
It's going to be pretty tense up there. I can guarantee it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But Eric Crespo, I mean, if he's the number 1 ref, he's a good ref. He's done Michigan State before, so I don't think the pressure should get to him.
No, I would.
And then, I mean, you're a good ref. Christina's a good ref. So that's a good lineup of referees.
I got a ways to go for the aspect of just doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay. I think I'm okay as far as my refereeing skills. I just got to get more time under my belt, and I'll get there.
Yeah.
The more I do it, the more I will, be good at it.
Yeah, that's how you get better.
I'm okay with that. But
another grudge match on that card in Bowling Green.
Yeah.
Johnny Jarrett and Michael Anthony. Yeah. They've had some. They got a little rivalry going.
I was a little surprised at that little back and forth that they had.
Yeah, I know on Facebook.
I was like
a little bit.
I was like, whoa. Calm
Yeah,
down,
I'm like,
boys.
right. I just log on one day and I see this big like argument. I'm like, what is going on? But,
Michael, he's definitely wanting to prove himself, you
yep.
know, and he's going to have the opportunity.
Do you know if that's a left or right-handed match?
It's definitely left.
Left. Good.
Yeah, they got money on it and everything. Best of 5. I think they're meeting
Yeah.
at 200 pounds, and for 198 plus weight allowance, I do believe, a clothing allowance.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's going to be hard to judge. I mean, what's going to happen because we haven't really seen Michael Pullen
Mm-hmm.
very much in the last couple years.
Right, and it seems like Johnny's been active.
Johnny is
Pretty
he's on his roll.
Yep, he is. He's kind of like where I was in my first like 2-3 years, where you're just trying to go to every tournament and just you're trying to do as much as possible. That's kind of where Johnny's at right now. It seems like
He did really well up at that Randall's Toledo event. He got first place left hand. I think
Yep.
he went undefeated also.
Yep.
He did really well at that. That was a tough one to ref. Him and Roman at the BAL.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Both of those guys would have got fouled out in the first round. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
It would have ended all on fouls if it was a tight, a tight call that you had to do. Them guys they fought for everything.
Yeah.
It was hard. That was a hard match.
There will be a rematch of that eventually.
I was sweating more than those guys, I think. Mm-hmm. That was a tough one. That was really a tough one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think Johnny learned a little bit in that match, so yeah. If they ever get to pull again next time, it should be good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely be looking forward to that. So now we got Tim Lewis and Wiswell. It doesn't mention the first name.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's that rank.
I know there's 2 Wiswells, isn't there?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I'll go with Tim Lewis.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah. Yeah.
No comment.
I'm not going to bet against Tim.
Right.
I'm not gonna do that.
Right. I got to go with the veteran. I got to go with the guy I know. So
he might go down, first couple rounds, but he's going to make the adjustment. He's going to get into his spot.
Yep.
And that's all that there's going to be.
Let the comeback begin.
Him and Randy. It was that exact.
Mm-hmm.
That exact thing, and Tim has done it time and time and time again.
Yep.
Yeah,
because after that first match, I thought Randy was going to win 3-0. I thought he was going to flash him all 3 times.
He literally came that far from winning the match.
Yeah.
I thought it was a pin. Like initially, I'm like, oh, that was really close. I thought it was a pin, and I had to go back and look at your footage.
Mm-hmm.
It was really close. It was about that far above the pin pad.
Mm-hmm.
Man, and Tim, as soon as he got that stop, it's on.
Yep.
It was on after that. It was definitely a good match. It was a fun one to watch. Then we got, let's see, we got Juan and Connor. I don't know that one. What's that gentleman's first name? Do you have?
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Connor. But what I do know about Juan, that I've pulled him a couple times, really strong hand.
Yeah.
Strong back pressure.
Yes. So, I got to pull Juan up in Toledo on the practice table. Very strong.
Yeah, for sure.
And I do believe Juan's only been in the sport just about a little bit less than me. Maybe like a year and a half, 2 years. Somewhere
I went to a Toledo practice probably a year or 2 back, and that was the first time I pulled Juan. And he was already strong back then, so
yeah,
I'm sure he's gotten even better.
Yeah, he's going to do really well, and he has good things going for the sport. These events are turning out to be very good.
Yeah,
very nice. Got some big names coming to his events, so look out, everybody! I tell you what, if you guys want to go see a cool event, Go up to the Ale House Unchained, January 7th in Bowling Green, Ohio. You guys are not going to want to miss that. It's going to be a fun time.
Right, and not only is there the super match card, there's going to be a tournament afterwards, correct?
Yes. And then Simpson and Kretschmeyer.
Jacob Kretschmeyer, my biggest fan.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. I got him on Facebook. Not real familiar with him, but I like watching his training videos.
Yeah, so he's the MAGA Arms guy.
Okay.
I believe he has a YouTube as well, MAGA, MAGA Arms.
I do believe so, yeah. And then
I hope he pulls this out. I hope he wins this one.
It looks like the Simpson. It looks like he's a Filthy Animals from that.
Yeah, he's got his T-shirt on.
Yeah, so it looks like he's one of Juan's teammates.
Yep, he could be.
Yeah, so hopefully that'll be a good match too.
I'll go with Jacob. He's I like Jacob. He's got a good hook too. So
is he 176?
He does 54s. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so that's a 54 match.
I'm not sure. I know he's competed at 54 before. I don't know if that's what they're gonna pull at or not, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
It's gonna be a good time. I know that. It'll definitely be a fun one.
And you're going to that, Billy?
Yeah, I'll be reffing.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'll be reffing. Let's see here. All right, let's move on. What are we at time-wise? We're at an hour and a half. That's quick already, man. That time flies in one
same way when I was on Paseo TV.
Yeah.
I looked up and we're at like what we're at right now. I'm like, holy crap, that was fast.
Yeah, exactly. Once you get talking, I mean, it's easy just to let everything flow.
Right. Really but we still, I mean, the viewership has been consistent the whole time, so
that's definitely awesome. You know,
oh yeah.
We need everybody to go out of the video, like the video, like the live stream, and then come back in. If you guys can, that would help us out. What do you call it? The algorithm.
Yeah, algorithm boosting.
Yeah, yeah. Like and subscribe, and hit the like button and
notifications.
Post the comments and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Go to Kevin Palko Arm Wrestling and
yes, exactly. You guys make sure. I'm sure everybody that's watching this is already subscribed to you. So let's get some subscribers my way also.
For sure.
I'll appreciate it very much.
Yeah.
Let's take a look real quick at the chat and see what's been going on with that. I know we might have missed a few things.
Yeah, I seen some stuff come through that we kind of were talking over.
Let's see here. Lawrence Bell. I tell you what, Lawrence has come a long way just in the short amount of time.
Right. What's it been? 3 months? Maybe not even that long.
Yeah.
Yeah, even maybe.
He's going to do good.
Nice strong hand too.
Yes, he does.
That dude, do you know what he does for a living?
I know he's on top of some buildings.
Yeah,
I love seeing his
cleans the windows on skyscrapers in downtown.
Dude, that is awesome. No wonder he's got a strong hand.
Exactly.
Let's see here. Adam, thanks for that. Smash the like button. Thank you. Jeff says, oh, yeah, that was real fun, Billy. I'm assuming he's talking about the tournament. Lawrence said, Billy, the setup was amazing. I would assume that had to do with the tournament. It was such a good setup. And I think I'm going to do the same style setup next time, but maybe just different colors.
Mm-hmm. So what I like personally, just for like video production, I would like the crowd to be almost blacked out. And then I would like a spotlight, just a white spotlight on top of the pullers.
Yeah.
I think for video, that would look awesome.
Yeah. Well, you saw the pictures that Will Hoyt
Those
took?
were awesome. I seen like John Hynoski was like putting chalk on and you could see it all. That was really cool.
We lucked out so much. You know, that is Ali Croxall's cousin.
Okay.
So he's family with Josh and Ali, and we lucked out.
Mm-hmm.
and he is a great photographer. And
Oh yeah.
he volunteered his time for that, and I told him, I said, "Do your thing, man," and he
Mhm.
did. Like
Yeah.
some of those pictures are amazing.
Yeah. There were some great pictures that came out of that.
Yeah, and the goal, like I said earlier, the goal is to get the video like that.
Yep.
Have
Yeah.
some awesome
If you
video to
have
go
a
right along with it.
high quality camera that makes it look like that, that would
Oh
be awesome.
yeah. Oh, it'd be sick. Let's see here. Chili cheese dogs. Dude, you missed out. Those chili cheese dogs were great, man. The girls that ran the concession stand, they did awesome. It was one of the hot dog roller things,
Mm-hmm.
It was so good. I had two of them before the event started. Yeah, I didn't have enough time to go back and get another one.
Or
I
else you
would
would have,
ate
right?
probably two more. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were delicious. That's another thing that I learned too is planning the event, coordinating the event, whatever, running the event, trying to pull in the event, trying to do commentary and help everybody else out. That was just way too much. I
Mm,
just did. I was just. I was toast after
right.
that event.
Right.
I was.
And that's a lot of reason why like I haven't like done many events, because it's just not what I like to do. I mean, you're good at it, obviously. I'm
It,
like, man, that's so much work. Like,
it is a
it's
ton of.
stressful, and it's
Yeah,
reaching out to people to like help with sponsors and getting venues and stuff. I mean,
that's
that's
one thing that I need to do better on the whole sponsor, getting sponsors and
mhm.
bringing money into for the tournaments. I just haven't got there yet. I'll get there, but that's one thing that I'm gonna try to work on for 23 coming up in 24 is getting more money involved from sponsorships in
Right.
order to reward the pullers that are coming. Because I
Exactly.
would I would like to do um, along with nice rewards. I would like to rival some of the best awards in the country.
Hmm.
With our
Well, just
upcoming.
imagine like Michigan State Gorilla, but with your honey badger. Oh, that would be sweet.
It's already in the works, brother. It's
Oh
already in
god.
the works.
Oh god. Don't make me excited again.
Yeah, it's already in the works that
Mhm.
we'll get there, but that's the goal is to have those awesome uh, awards to draw the people in, and then also I'd like to be able to throw the cash at the first place,
Mhm.
or maybe split it up between the first, second, and third. Like
Yep.
maybe there's like $300 per set or whatever it is.
Right.
Give somebody some gas money for the way home.
Ex-
Along with their first, second, and third place. It's still cool. That's
yeah.
definitely something that I strive to do is to make it worth it for the better guys to come out to pull it at one of our events.
Absolutely.
It's definitely gonna it can definitely happen. We just got to
Yes.
get.
The thing is, in order to get like the bigger names, you either got to have that cool prize or money. I
Yeah.
mean, that's just the way it is.
To be honest with you, I think more so it's the money. To be honest with you, I would think a lot
Mm.
of these bigger name guys, they got trophies out the yin yang.
Exactly.
Like I know a cool trophy will be cool, but
But
it's only
you
gonna
put it up
cool
on your
factors
shelf.
is yeah, it's just gonna go on the shelf with the rest of
Yeah,
them.
like I
So
got those 4 Michigan gorillas. They're on my shelf right now, and they're getting dust on them.
yeah,
As much as I like to go down there and look at them, and it makes me smile every time I see them.
yeah,
Yeah,
boom, baby.
for sure.
I'm hoping. Hey, I got to come up and practice with you more on the
Hmm.
speed. Is what I need. Is because those guys at 76 at Michigan State are not going to
Oh,
be.
they're gonna be quick.
They're going to be so fast, and
Hmm.
I'm not very fast, so I got to work on this.
Yep.
So I got
So
to make it up.
there's two different kinds of speed. I think there's offensive speed where you're gonna ready go and blast through somebody, but then there's defensive speed too. You need to learn how to catch somebody in a timely manner to where you're not going to be put out into a bad position. It's because that's where I'm at there right now. Is I know my offensive hit is probably not going to be better than most guys, but if I can time my defensive catch perfectly, that's speed too.
Yeah. Well, that's what you mainly did at Michigan State, wasn't it? Like
Mm-hmm.
you caught a lot of those matches.
Yeah, but I was still catching down here.
Right.
If I can get that defensive speed, I can catch here.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
So you're not putting yourself in such a bad position.
Right. Right.
But I just don't think. I mean, I've trained my way for 7 years now. So in order for me to mentally be fast offensively, that's going to take some like rewiring of training. So
that's definitely yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. That's one of those training sessions where you specifically are working that one or two things, and
yep,
that's it for that entire training session. And then maybe it's that once a month doing that exact thing,
for sure.
working on that specific item. All right, let's get back to the chat real fast. Let's kind of move through these. Jose said Shane has been working at it a long time. Yeah, I need to get a little bit more familiar with some of these other pullers.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Stansberry, the Kiwanis was his first experience, and it was an awesome setup. He's got a strong hand.
Does he really?
Yeah, and it's big, nice, strong hand, man. He's gonna do good. I think he's gonna get involved with Johnny in that. I do believe he's over that away.
Nice.
I think he's in Tiffin. I do
Okay.
believe Tiffin.
Yeah, that's out by Johnny then.
Yeah. In and out of for years, I would say. I would assume Jose's talking about. Let's see. Tracy Tron 2017. That would look like Pittsburgh Invitations for wrestling. They did spotlight on the match. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I told Blaze also at the last event. We definitely need a spotlight just right over the table. One spotlight, nice, bright, so that we can see everything.
And yeah, that was cool what they did with like the strobe lights and stuff.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Was that like for Halloween though? I think. I
Yes,
don't think that's going to be. That's not going to be their normal thing with the black lights.
No, that was specifically a Halloween setup.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and we talked about just putting like on the octagon, just putting something from one side to the other and just meeting it up in the middle, and then you can just hang a light.
That spotlight from the top is the way to go.
Oh yeah. Anytime you can get that one light in the center.
Yep.
It just looks so nice.
Darken out the crowd, darken out the background a little bit. Mm-hmm.
It looks like a boxing match.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it so much fun watching it. Or like a concert almost, like a concert style,
Yeah.
Like people aren't afraid to cheer on whenever they don't have lights on and they don't have people, looking at them or something like that. They can feel comfortable. They're in the dark. There ain't nobody going to see them, and they can really cheer on for their competitor.
Mm-hmm. They don't got to worry about being on camera.
Exactly. Jeff said that was a homemade chili. Yeah, it was definitely good. Chuck Peterson, William Hoyt is an awesome photographer. Yes, he is. Caught Hunter in that hook. Hunter.
I think he means Hunter Knopf's in the super match I had with him.
Yeah, that was a fun to watch.
That was a heck of a match.
Yeah.
Talk about an adrenaline dump.
Oh, was it bad?
Oh yeah, my whole body was shaking after that match.
Nice. How did you do in the tournament after that? I know you pulled the tournament.
I got second. Oh, actually, I didn't. I went 2-2, and I don't even think I placed.
On right hand?
Yeah, I lost to LaRae Jenkins and somebody else, and I was out pretty quickly.
Now, whenever you go do those super matches, is that like something that is brought up? Like, are you required to pull the tournament also?
No. And I'm debating that now, that if I pull a super match, I probably shouldn't pull the tournament, even though I want to.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got
Maybe
to.
do your super match right hand and then pull left hand in the
Right.
tournament.
Yep. Sometimes you got to make smart decisions.
Yeah.
And us as arm wrestlers, we're not always smart. So.
Yeah, I can understand that for sure.
But yeah, when you pull a super match against a high level dude like Hunter Knopf's, and then you go 2-2 in the tournament.
Yeah.
It's not a good look. So.
Yeah. Well, maybe if you like if you get a super match with somebody that isn't ranked, that somebody just wants an opportunity.
Right.
You know, like, hey, I'll throw $100 at the match or something like that, and then, if it's not a high caliber, opponent, then hey,
Exactly.
should be able to
Right.
pull.
Let's take the Ohio rankings, for example. Chris Louise, number 2.
Yeah.
He wants a shot at me in a super match. Not taking anything against Chris Louise, I could probably still pull the tournament afterwards.
Yeah. Right.
But I mean, once you get up to the national level where you're going through like top 10,
yeah,
then you might want to skip out on the tournament.
Yeah, if anybody's name is on the Arm Fighter rankings, I'm not. Yeah, if your name is even on the mentioned list, it's like, oh,
For
yeah,
sure.
you're
For
way
sure.
up here.
It's
Way up.
hard to even get on there.
Let's see. Tracy said even if you used a ring light, they're $20 at Walmart. Put up quite a bit. I have one right there.
We've done that at practice and stuff.
Yeah. I did a couple Instagram photos with just that one light.
Mm-hmm.
Turned out pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Turned out pretty nice, but it's not that bright. Like for an event at all, you would definitely want to have something
more professional. Yep.
Chucky Peterson says pulling Dalton and Hunter was so epic, though. Yes.
Yeah. A lot of respect that day.
Oh yeah.
So, coming from Ohio down to Tennessee,
yeah,
people thought I was gonna get demolished. Like, they had no faith in me whatsoever. And then, after those 2 matches, everybody was coming up to me, shaking my hand. Dude, you gained our respect. Like,
cool.
Everybody in the South is proud of you. So that's a pretty cool feeling.
Oh heck yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I talked to Travis. Now, my wife and I are going to be heading down to Nashville at some point in the springtime, and because she won some trip, for some hotel stay. We're going to be down Monday through Thursday or something like that. So the plan is to hook up with some arm wrestlers one night down while I'm down there, and get to meet some different people and some new pullers and from a different state. I
mean, if I had to point you in the direction of anybody, it would probably be LeRae Jenkins. I'm pretty sure he's Tennessee, so he'll definitely be.
I'm going to talk to Travis. I know he said that he was 2 hours away from Nashville. So if he can maybe kind of figure it out to where maybe we meet like an hour from him, an hour from Nashville, kind of meet in the middle at somebody's place and have a practice or something.
I know even Tim Bresnan, he's down in Tennessee now too.
Really? Yeah, I've never got to meet him yet. I haven't met a lot of the big names yet. The only one that I've really met is Todd Hutchings.
Right.
Met him once, and that's the biggest name that I've met.
Yeah.
I'll get there though.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get there though. It is what it is. The other big name that I've met, Kevin Palko.
There you go.
That's right, baby. All right, so let's move into. We already kind of talked about the Monster Factory, didn't we?
Yeah,
a little bit.
We just finished up with Filthy Animals event.
Yeah, there was I wanted to get your thought on one of these matches at the Monster Factory. Now, Travis said that he was going to be at the Monster Factory for an event, but I can't see anything on Michael Todd's Facebook page as far as it goes for Travis's match. I'm not sure who he was facing, but I want to see it.
According to what Travis told us, he should be pulling Friday night, which is what I gathered.
That's what I thought.
And Friday night is kind of like the prelim to the main event, be Saturday.
Say that one more time. You kind of cut out.
Yep. So, Friday night is kind of like the prelims to the
Right.
event, which would be on Saturday.
Right.
And I believe Travis was pulling Joel Cagle from Arkansas.
That's
which right. Another guy that has some history with me. Well, we won't go there.
Yeah, he learned his lesson there, didn't he? He learned his lesson calling out the big.
Yeah, and
didn't you guys face at Michigan State's?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So Joel, I can't remember who he pulled at the first Monster Factory event, but he won his match and then kind of called me out afterwards.
Yeah.
And then a few months later, we got to pull at Michigan State, and the rest is history after that.
It didn't go well for with that one.
Yeah, but he's getting there. I mean,
didn't you look at him? Didn't you just hook him and then look at him and then just ease him down?
Pretty much, yeah.
Dang.
Pulled him off the table a little bit.
Yeah. Hi, honey. The wife just poked her head in. Then we got Brent Rakers and Joe Fox. That was one that we didn't mention earlier. That should be a good one.
Yeah,
I'm Fox from Canada, correct?
I'll go with Brett Rakers probably.
Yeah. And then Rebecca Todd and Sarah Latona. I'm looking forward to that one. Okay. I always enjoy a good women's
I don't think
match.
I've ever seen Rebecca pull competitively, so
yeah,
that'll be fun.
Hopefully she does good, and then we can get Christina out there to pull her the next event.
For sure.
We'll see how strong she really is. I'd love to see Christina at one of those.
She deserves the spotlight.
Yes.
I mean, she is an absolute veteran of the sport.
Yeah.
And if anybody deserves to be on a main card, I think Christina would be. Yeah, she'd be. She deserves it.
Yeah, she came and pretty much volunteered her time, for the Kiwanis event. I couldn't think.
Talk about somebody who loves the sport and is just trying to help people out.
Exactly. She's at a lot of events.
Yep,
she is. A lot of events.
She is.
My hat is tipped.
For sure.
For sure. But let's see here. You got Corey West and Cody Merritt, left-handed.
I'm going with Corey West, honestly.
He looked like a beast. Who was he just up against not too long ago? And I
don't know, but he crushed him, right?
Crushed him. I can't remember. It was a left-handed too.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It was a bigger name.
Unfortunately, Cody Merritt wasn't looking too good against Morozov.
But who is going to look good?
Right, that too. And Cody Merritt's, the plates in his arm, his broken arm, I know the plates were messing with him. So as long as he's got that all taken care of, I mean, he could be back.
Yeah, let's hope it's a good match. I'm looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to that one. I'm kind of just scrolling down on the Facebook page. Oh, big time. Paul Lynn and Pavlo.
Oh, that's a good one.
Man, I got a chance to meet Paul Lynn, and I tell you what, he is as nice in person as everybody says he is.
Nicest dude you'll ever meet.
Exactly. Yeah. And I can't say enough about the man. He represents arm wrestling to the highest standard. He really does.
He does. Yep. And
he's doing a lot for the community.
Congratulations on his East vs. West championship.
Yeah. Number one, baby.
Number one.
He is number one.
Let's say.
Boom.
But Pavlo, he's just as good as a guy. I've met him a few times, and he is awesome.
I think I said hello to him at Michigan State's, but I didn't, introduce myself or anything like that.
Right.
I'm still a nobody, and that's understandable. But
yeah, no, Pavlo, he's a great guy too, though.
He ended up with 6 gorillas or something.
Yeah, he did.
Jeez.
Yep.
he pretty much took half of the table with him.
Mhm.
Jeez. You and him, you guys pretty much took all the gorillas home with you.
Right.
Let's see if we can find any more of those matches. Brandon Alcesser and Craig Tullier.
Yeah.
That's going to be a nice one.
Yeah.
I've never pulled either of them, so I don't know what they feel like, but I'm assuming.
Never pulled. I mean, they're both hook pullers, I'm pretty sure. Craig Tullier probably has a speed advantage on him.
Yeah. Well, Craig's
Oh.
been pulling for 30 years, hasn't he?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. And Brandon's been pulling for what, 10, 15 years, something like that?
The veteran, that's what I know. So, we'll see.
That'll be a fun one to watch. Let's see if I can find any more real quick.
I thought BJ Fokakis had a match for some reason.
I thought too.
But I can't remember who he is. He pulling Michael Todd? Isn't Michael Todd pulling left-handed somebody?
It's Chance Shaw and BJ Fokakis.
There you go.
I found it. November 30th, he put this out. Well, I don't know if this has changed or not, but Chance Shaw versus BJ Fokakis, Paul Lynn versus Pablo, Craig Tullier and Brandon Alcesser, Corey West and Cody Merritt, and Michael Todd versus Pablo left. Yeah, that was it was a
Michael
who did
Todd.
he
Adam said Michael Todd
fill in for?
Pablo.
Somebody. What was that?
Adam just said Michael Todd's pulling Pablo lefty.
Who was Michael filling in for? That's my question.
Right, because somebody got injured, and then Michael Todd's like, I'll just fill in for him. Yeah, who the heck?
Who was that?
Adam, if you know, let us know.
Yeah. As soon as he said, you're like, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Dang, I hate whenever we forget that kind of stuff.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, we'll get around to it. Hopefully, we'll see that in the chat.
Yep.
Man, we are hitting 2 hours already, brother.
Mm-hmm.
It goes easy. It
does. It? I was on till 11 p.m. the night I was on Pulseo TV. So,
let's see. Tracy says, "What did you guys think of Wagner Bortolato's match versus West 5?"
I love Wagner Bortolato. I wish he would have won the match, though.
Yeah, dude, I had a small watch party at the house. Brandon, Christian, and my friend Steve was over here, and I tell you what, that was a entertaining match. That man has got to be the most entertaining arm wrestler in the planet. You know, you could feel the energy through the TV. Like
exactly.
It's amazing what he can do.
Right, it's like you're sitting on the edge of your seat, just like, I want him to win so bad.
He is huge.
He is. His bone structure is insane.
Like he just looked like a bunch of bulbs.
Right.
Like his shoulders there's a big bulb, and then his arms just a big bulb, and then his forearms a big bulb. Holy moly!
Yeah, with his genetics, he should be one of the best in the world. But
sure does look like it to me.
Oh yeah, he's up there for sure.
All right, so that pretty much takes care of Monster Factory 3. We're definitely looking forward to that.
Yep, free event. Better watch it.
Free event. I'm going to definitely watch that for sure. You know what we should do is we should do a live stream watch party like the Aussie arm wrestler does in
right.
Bowen. What do they call that? Just
live commentary.
Yeah. Live commentary for the match.
Yep.
I mean, nobody really cares what we think. At least me. They might care what you think, but I know nobody cares what I think. But it'd still be fun.
Right.
But let's see. One thing I definitely did want to get your thoughts on is the whole King's move thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was always under the impression, that it was, if your shoulder dipped below the table, or if it went in a declining position in the neutral position for winning, I thought that was legal. But from what I can gather, in the last, month or two. And then whenever I went and talked to Leonard and got my certification in New Jersey, that was a crazy night. But it's in the neutral position and losing position if you
Right.
didn't
So
let
now
that
it's
thing
as
out.
soon as the humerus goes
Yeah.
in an angle, correct?
Yeah. So if it's even in the neutral position, it is a illegal move, and you are to give a command. This is all according to Leonard. And Leonard is the man. So, and this is the way that I'm assuming that we're going to do it, and supposed to do it in all events. Now, I'm going to definitely clarify for all my future events and all the promoters, and make sure this is how they want to do it. It's going to be, I want to know whether or not they want to do neutral or losing, and if their shoulder goes below in a decline in neutral or losing, is that it's a command to stand up. If they do it again, it's one foul. They get one command per setup, is what Leonard was saying. I went through all those 120 comments and read them all just to clarify that I am understanding this correctly.
Right.
And I just want to do it the right way, so I don't get a phone call from Leonard saying, "Hey, what are you doing?
Don't make me look bad."
Yeah. Why are you doing
But
this? And that's what he said. Leonard said, "If you hear from me, you're doing something wrong. So try not to get any phone calls from me," is what he said. Yep. I was like, "Okay, boss." So that's the goal.
I like that rule, honestly.
Yeah.
It's not a bad rule. The WAL is where the King's move was frowned upon, I think, because they had the longer pads.
Yeah.
So somebody could drag all the way back, and the leverage advantage was almost impossible to beat. Because if you're all the way on the back of the pad and your arm is straight up like this, there's absolutely no way that you can beat it.
Now let me ask you this: was there rules? Was it if your hand was in the neutral position, was it still legal to have your shoulder below in the WAL? Is that where that came from?
I have no idea. I didn't think they had any kind of rule like that where a neutral position or whatever. I don't even think it mattered.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is the WAL ain't doing nothing, so
that's true.
We're not worried about them at this point, right? So
not as of right now.
Leonard, it's you have to have your hand in you have to be on your winning side for your shoulder to be able to go underneath.
Right, because then you could be offensive.
Exactly. So we have we know of some pullers that kind of pull that style, so we just got to make sure that everybody is knowing knowing the rules.
Exactly.
Because we don't want any of our teammates to incur unnecessary fouls.
Yep. And that's the thing. Like you said, as long as you make it clear beforehand, it shouldn't be a problem.
Yep, exactly. Let's see here. We are caught up on the chat. Okay, so let's see here. We're gonna try to wrap it up. I do believe so here fairly soon because we already have been going on for like 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we only got like 5 people watching, something like that.
Yeah, it went down a little bit.
That's okay. Caleb Frank says Quinlan Mendez and Tony Katowski had a crazy Kings move battle.
Yeah, I was at that match live. That's when the WAL was doing their little tour. Yeah. And they had one in Cleveland at the Agora.
Nice.
That was pretty cool.
Dude, I wish I would have got into this a little sooner, but hey.
Yeah. I feel like I got into it at a good time because it was Game of Arms time period.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was WAL time period.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like the pioneer of like the social media era, I guess.
I tell you what, I did not miss 1 week of Game of Arms.
Mm-hmm.
I was at that TV every Sunday evening.
Yep.
I didn't
Yeah, I
miss.
was watching it. I wasn't competing in arm wrestling yet, but I was still watching the show.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it was probably just a few months later is when I found it for real. So
Nice. Caleb also says that was my first WAL match, and definitely is a match that hooked me. Yep. It doesn't take much to get excited about the sport, doesn't it?
right, not at
It
all.
does not take much at all.
Nope. Yeah, because I always arm wrestled like in school, at home for fun.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I found it competitively, yeah,
Yeah.
there was no turning back.
Yeah. Me and my brother used to do, the whole table arm wrestling and stuff, and
Yep.
it was back and forth, and then me and my friend Kevin would arm wrestle every once in a while too, and I would do pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
In school, I would do the same thing like you did.
Yep.
Everybody did the whole, cafeteria arm wrestling stuff,
Exactly.
and I remember beating kids that were twice my size.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I knew it at the time or not, but I think I was top rolling guys back then.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what it was.
Yep.
I just remember beating,
Mm-hmm.
250-pound linemen
Yep.
in school, and I'm like, man, I'm pretty good at this. And
Yep.
then I go to a practice, and I'm not very good at this.
Right.
The first time, and like, man,
Yep.
I'm horrible. I was
Yeah.
just watching some of Croxel and I's first super matches, whatever you want to call it, challenge matches, arm bet matches. Man, we did not know what we were doing at all.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it was like, oh my goodness. I kind of want to delete the videos, but they're part of
Right.
who we are.
Yeah, you look back on them 5, 6 years from now, it'll be a nice memory.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was like, holy moly. We looked so uncoordinated and giraffe-ish, if
Yeah.
you want to call it that. You're like baby
Yeah.
giraffe, that
Yeah,
kind of.
I was always arm wrestling like way, way open back then.
Yeah.
It looked horrible.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I definitely was right there with you. I'm right there. Same style at the beginning. But okay, so we already went over Michigan State. You're planning on going back for that.
Yep.
What are you gonna do if you get two more gorillas? Do you even got anywhere for these things to go?
I'm running out of room.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
jeez,
I'll
those don't take up a small spot on a mantle. Those are
right. They take up a nice spot on your shelf. So
yeah.
yeah,
Now,
I'm
do you
running
have
out
a
of.
gym at your house?
I do, but it's not my primary training facility.
Yeah. Like
But
all I have right now is just right up on the wall, just the ribbons and stuff. Like
right.
obviously, I don't have any statues at this point, but you never know.
Yeah, my work is my primary gym. It's got everything I need: pulley machines, free weights, dumbbells, kettlebells. So
Oh, they got a gym at your work. That's
yep,
awesome.
I got a half arm wrestling table there to train on. So
That's
um,
sweet.
yeah, it's like a private gym for me. Usually nobody's in there, maybe one or two other people, but
That's cool. I asked the local YMCA if they would care if I brought an arm wrestling table in.
they said no.
They said no. They're like, no. Which I
Shocker.
don't understand though. Like they're afraid of somebody breaking their arm, but you could fall off a treadmill and jack your neck up doing that, and
Exactly.
somebody could fall and
Right.
break a leg on the basketball court.
Yeah, how many sports does the YMCA have? I mean, some of them have tennis and basketball and
Yeah,
yeah.
racquetball. You get a racquetball to your eye socket,
Yep.
and then you're blind. Like
Injuries happen in any sport. So
injuries are injuries. Yeah, exactly.
someone can be bench pressing and drop the weight on their chest. So
Exactly.
yeah,
I think that's why my right shoulder might be jacked up from a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is what it is. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll get them on the hook. Sooner or later.
Eventually, we'll have arm wrestling in more places.
Yeah.
Oh, here, this is what I was looking for. A throwback to 2015.
Holy moly! Is that you on my left?
This one.
That's you.
Yep.
Yeah, you are definitely wide open on that one. Who are you pulling?
That's Morgan Bremke.
Oh, okay, Morgan.
Yep.
Dude, he was jacked then. Holy.
Was jacked.
Is he still jacked?
He's jacked, but back then he was doing construction.
Nice.
So he was a lot more shredded back then.
Yeah. Now he lives up by you, doesn't he?
He's about 10 minutes away.
Dude, I'm gonna have to make my way up there and meet Morgan and everybody that I haven't met. You know, like.
Yeah, he would like to do like more of a private practice in his garage, like with people.
Yeah.
That he knows, not just like random strangers and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, if and when he does it, I mean, you're invited. So.
Well, if we could maybe even set something up to where you can work on what you were talking about, you know, in the specific areas where you want to work on. You know, we can even do that at one of those small practices or whatever.
Yep, absolutely.
That would be very easily to make happen. You know, I know I'm not going to last as long as you need me to, but I'll hang in there as long as I can. And if I got to pop an ibuprofen, I'll do it for you.
Yep.
I have no problem with that. Let's see here. Tracy said, I thought I was strong till I went to my first practice. Yeah.
It's usually what happens.
That is usually what happens, isn't it? You know, I can't thank Christian and Bachelor enough. You know, them two coming down and helping Croxel and I. You know, it was just us four for like the first 6 months to a year.
Yep.
You know? And there were some times where it was just me and Croxel, and then it was just me, Croxel, and the other two, and then maybe one guy might show up here and there. You know.
Right. How many guys did you have last week? What was it, 16 or
16? 18? Yeah, 16 guys. Yeah, that's a good number. That was our high. That was definitely a good feeling to start from 2 and end up at 16.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Average is like 9 or 10 now. Our average.
Yeah, a lot.
We got a lot of new people getting interested, and there's been quite a few people get a hold of me about starting to come. They just found it and want to get involved.
Yep.
Which is really cool.
Yep.
Hey, and I tell them, I said, come on down, I'll show you.
Yeah.
I have no problem showing the new guys what to do.
I'm sure you're the same way as like the head honcho of your club. Anytime you walk in and there's 8, 9, 10 guys, it puts a smile on your face. You're like, it's just awesome when people come out and want to train.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's see, who do we got? We got a couple guys still left on here. If anybody has any other questions, post them in the chat now. We're going to be finishing this podcast up here within the next 5-10 minutes, something like that. So if you guys have any questions, post them in the comments now, and we'll get to those as soon as you post it. But you know, it is so easy just to get talking and do 2 hours, and 2 hours and 15 minutes later, it's like, holy moly! It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to get some time on there. That's for sure.
It's like a snowball. You roll it up, and then it just keeps getting bigger. Exactly.
While we're waiting on any additional comments, so if anybody's watching, come out to Ale House in Bowling Green, Ohio, January 7th. Kevin has his match with John Hanos. I'll be reffing that day also.
National ranking match.
National ranking match. That's a lot of implications there. Also, you guys come out to the Hard Rock Cafe in Pittsburgh for the Barrett Arm Wrestling League, January 14th. You guys want to see some awesome super matches? I'm assuming there's going to be probably 5 super matches for that event. There is no tournament for that, but you're more than welcome to come out and support the Pullers and the Barrett Arm Wrestling League for that. Also coming up is the Buckeye Brawl on February 4th. That is in Toledo. That is Marshall Thompson's event. That will be at Jed's Bar and Grill. I'll be refereeing for that also. And there's some pretty big super matches for that. Let me bring that up real quick. Let me bring that up real quick so I don't mess it up.
Which one was this, Billy?
This is February 4th. This is the Buckeye Brawl.
Okay.
It's Marshall Thompson is the promoter for that. It is Premier Arm Wrestling. Premier Arm Wrestling Productions is promotions is what he used to put this on. We got Brandon Elsesser, Craig Stublier, I think it's Chris Jellings.
Yeah, he's a bad dude.
Yeah, and then somebody named Green, last name Green. I'm assuming that they're both, Green is probably right there with them. And then Dave Shea, shout out Dave Shea,
Mm-hmm.
and then Roger Canningham also. Those
good
guys
match.
will be battling it out. It's going to be a pretty good time. Just like Juan Ortega is doing, Marshall Thompson's also doing. They're pretty close, up in the same similar area, so that area is going to be another nice hub for good arm wrestling. They're going to be really good for the area.
Sure.
And anytime we get some good arm wrestling events in Ohio, I'm all for it.
And there seems to be a lot of them lately.
Yeah, and I don't see it slowing down at all.
I have a feeling Ohio is going to be one of the biggest states for arm wrestling.
Yeah.
In the next few years.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to. I really need to get a hold of all the promoters in Ohio and West Virginia and Western Pennsylvania, maybe even Michigan, and just try to, understand where everybody's at as far as their timing, because I don't want to step on a bunch of other promoters' events. You know what I mean? Like if they're over 6 hours away, I don't foresee much issue with that. Over 6 hours away, you might get a handful of guys that might decide to go to one or the other, but if they're 3 hours away, I'm not gonna put anything within a week or two of that. It's gonna be 3-4 weeks in between each event. I don't want to cause any of our state tournaments to lag because of anything that we have going on. So that's a goal for sure. Let's see here. Tracy said, I really think the Arm Wrestling Podcast is a cool idea. I can't wait to be someone you guys talk to about my match on a podcast. Nice.
Soon enough.
Just keep coming. Where would you guys like to see Ohio arm wrestling in a few years? Like Tracy, like Kevin just said, in the next few years, I'm telling you, Ohio arm wrestling is gonna be, like he said, one of the more well-known states for good arm wrestling.
Oh yeah,
right, for sure. I mean, we got Todd Hutchings, we got Kevin Palko. I mean, what more do you want, right?
Man, we got a lot of guys.
Yeah, Batch in the Josh Batchelor's in the comments too with the flex. Thanks, Josh, for watching. But I think that's going to wrap it up. We've definitely talked about a lot of stuff. I appreciate you coming on, Kev, being my first guest for East Ohio Arm Wrestling Podcast. I'm going to try to keep this going. Anytime we can get more of our area out there, get it out into the masses and let people know the good things that we're doing in our state. It's always a good thing.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
appreciate everything that you do for the sport. And thanks for coming to the last practice. It got me quite a few extra subs. As I was appreciative
Yep.
appreciative of that. Jose says OH, and we say IO. Yeah. So we appreciate everything that you did and do for the community, Kev. And do you have anything else that you want to say to any of your subscribers that are watching, or anybody?
No, not too much. Just if you haven't subscribed to Billy's channel already, East Ohio Arm Wrestling, do that. Other than that, I'm always free to come on whenever you need me. If you want to make this a once a week thing, a once a month thing, just let me know and I'll feel free to come on and maybe
Yeah.
we can. I mean, every time we come on, we talk about something else, talk about business, talk about matches, talk about whatever.
I gotta get the Zoom figured out.
Right, and then we can get some multiple people talking at once.
Yeah, as of right now, if anybody's still watching, what we're doing right now is it's just a new feature that they have on the YouTube app where it says "Go live together," and it only allows you to go live with one other person. So at this point, we're just testing the waters. That's where this all started. Was just it came up, go live together. Hey, why not try it? Nice and simple, and it seemed like it worked just fine.
I say it seemed like people they wanted to sit here and listen to what us two had to talk about. So,
Jeez, hey, Logan's finally here. Jeez, he's late to the show, brother.
Well, he can rewind and watch it, and
We were talking him up, wasn't we?
Yep.
He's gonna go places for sure.
Yep, he is.
But we appreciate everybody watching, and be sure to tune in for episode 2. I do believe it's going to be Chucky Peterson Arm Wrestling. He's going to come and hang out for a little while, probably a couple hours talking arm wrestling. But we appreciate everybody watching, and if you're just getting here, go ahead and rewind the show, and you can watch it all back. Sometimes the chat doesn't show up right away. I think it takes like maybe a day or maybe 18 hours or something like that for it to load up. I think they go through and they read and make sure there's no hurtful comments and stuff like that. But so if the live chat isn't showing up right away after this, then just wait a few hours, maybe a day. It'll probably show up. But thanks, Kev, for coming on, and thanks everybody for watching.
No problem, Billy. Thank you, sir.
All righty, we'll see you guys.
Right,
Have
see
a great
you.
night.